Here's a box, everybody. I got a box. You already knew that coming into this, that there would be a box involved in this in some way or the other. And as described, this will be the Digimon X2. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, oh, well, how do you have that? I thought you said that was recalled. We watched your videos. Is it back out? No, just to calm everyone down, make sure you understand. This has not been reissued yet. The Digimon X2 has not been re-released in any capacity. It's just, for whatever reason, it never stopped shipping in Australia. They never got told to pull back for whatever reason, despite the fact that in the US and in Southeast Asian countries, they were told, no, stop selling that. You can't sell that anymore. So, yeah, I got this from Angel Grove Collectibles. Fantastic service. Love them. And it just came in today. So we're going to open this up, get into it, and see what we have to find out. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of minor modifications on this. And as you have questions or anything in the chat as I'm doing this, please just go right ahead and ask. So, got a knife, got a box. Let's do it. Now, Angel Grove might have a few units left. I know they've been dwindling over the past week or so. So if you really want one of these messed up units that have the swapped roster, and you don't care about that, like me, I don't care about that because it just so happened that the roster I liked is on the color I liked, and it worked out well for me. So if you don't care about that kind of thing, check them out, see if they still have any. Not sure if they do, but alright, let's see. We got a bubble wrap. There they are, right there. Boom, boom, boom. And get all this out of here. Goodness, that is so much stuff. So here we have it. On the left, we have metallic navy. On the right, we have metallic gray. Those are the two versions that I wanted. I've already got a red one. I've already got a purple one from the Japanese release, so I wanted the ones that I didn't have as of yet. So, as you will notice, they are branded with the Digimon that are supposed to be on them. We have Digimon X and Lucemon X up there as the mascots for these, and we also see the child forms in there. LCDs right down there. We have little Impmon X shooting out his big old blast, as we also have Agumon Black X shooting out his blast. So, as you should be aware of at this point, those aren't the Digimon on these devices. The rosters are switched around, so we're gonna just gonna roll with it, because since this one has this roster, this makes it my favorite device, like immediately. This is now my favorite Digimon to raise, and I am very much looking forward to this because it is a beautiful color. It has Gomamon X on it, it has Okuamon X on it, Triceramon X, a lot of really good Digimon, and I'm very excited about this. Now, the only thing I'm not excited so much about is the neon green they got going on. I think it looks fine. I think it does. I don't think it looks ugly by any means, but I would like something different. So we're gonna get into that. So let's put this device to the side for right now. We're gonna open up this box right here. That's a very duh, because it opens from this side. It's been a while since I've opened one of these, I guess. And unless they've changed that, oh, there's still some tape over here. Got it. There we go. Let's get into that. There we are. And out of the box. There's the back of the box in case anyone was interested. That's what it looks like. Done with that. Goodbye. Alright, there's the device itself. We have the instructions. The instructions tell us things. There they are. There's all the things you need to know. Not really. Most of the things you need to know. Actually, no, this isn't even most of the things. This is... Yeah, it's pretty light on information, because this is all just different languages. Is this really it? Hold on, is that really it? Instructions, icons, activation, clock, changing batteries, load sound, depth of Digimons. Is there like a... Oh, okay, here we go. So, well, I don't think that goes to anything of interest. It says go to brands/Digimon X for more information. But I'm pretty sure that's just the page that lists all the versions. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Someone go there and find out if it leads to an actual manual of any kind. But this is very light. But hey, that's what I made the guide for, right? Alright, that's out of here. Yeah, your X1's on multiple pages. Okay, so I'm not misremembering that. Does anyone have a date for the reissue of the fixed TMX2? Nope. Bandai has not revealed that information to us yet, unfortunately. So, we're just still waiting on that. Okay, so we have the device itself. Let's get this out in front of the camera. zoom right in on that if you will, please. And absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. It's very, see, they say metallic, but that is absolutely semi-translucent. Like, look, you can see right there some of the insides. And you can see the battery right through the door as well. So it's very interesting because again they sold this as translucent, not transparent, and yeah, that's interesting. I very much like it though. It's very beautiful. I'm a big fan of translucent devices in general, and this one's only slightly, which I kind of like even more. So that's cool. That is very cool. All right, so let's oh, what's the website I got them from? Angel Grove Collectibles is the website. So let's just go ahead and start off by ripping that out. There we go, Digimon X, silver! Absolute liar right there. Alright, so we could just, you know, set the time and wait for the egg to hatch and do all that jazz, but that's not how I do things over here. So let's just go ahead and grab ourselves a little pokey. And we are going to hold down the AME button. And we are going to press the reset button. And it's not in debug mode, so that won't do anything. It does say version. Well, there we go. Our first sign though, version 7C. C as in roster XC, which is not the right roster. So there you go. We confirmed this is indeed the wrong roster, and we'll double confirm that by going into demo mode. We hold down A and C. We press the reset button, and here we have the Digimon selection. This will let us choose any Digimon on the device, and there we go. We immediately see Hitmon X is not on the device like it was on the box. Instead, we have the superior roster, filled with beautiful Digimon like Metal Greymon. We have Akuamon, we have Triceramon. I love those so much. This is a fantastic roster overall. I'm very excited to have this again in this shell. So there's all the Digimon available. There's a little Leviamon. Look at this. We'll start off with we'll start things off by having Leviamon. If we roll our daily Zai, we should get a 4. Oh, we got oh right, because I skipped it. Normally speaking, you get a 4 for your first roll, but since I skipped through demo mode, I didn't get that. So since I'm in demo mode, I can't actually do anything. So we just hit reset one more time. We load. We're gonna have to set the time again. We'll have to re-roll the Zai. Then we got 2 that time. And there we go. Now we got a little Leviamon that we can raise all our own. Do we get any free items? No. Just in debug mode. This can't do debug mode, but it can do demo mode. So before we go into ripping this thing apart, let's just get a quick look at Leviamon's face here. And yeah, that will do it. Leviamon X has a distinction of having horns and can fly, unlike normal Leviamon. There he goes. Absolutely beautiful. Very beautiful. Alright, so I love it, but again, not super into the neon green. Again, I don't not like it, but I want something different. So here's my options that I have here. So I have right over to the side, got a DM20 with some light gray buttons, and I'm thinking those would look pretty great. Let's just, there we go. I'm thinking those would look pretty great with the dark blue. What I really would like is some like light blue, some cyan type buttons to go with this, but those don't exist on any DM20s, and I don't know how to do any customs, DM20s or DMXs. But I also have, let's just reach down here, got this guy. I've actually never used a white DMX English version before, so it's still in its box. But I could go with the blue buttons on this, but I'm thinking that they're too close to the dark blue for me to really like them. They wouldn't stand out as much. But I do, let's see, which background does that have? I do want to steal the background from another X device. Where'd that little blue one I had go? No, I don't want to steal from that one. Are you the one that I want? No, you're not even the one. That's the Metal Empire one. Where's my purple one? I should go get that. Let's go get the purple one. We'll tear apart 3 devices tonight. Why not? Be right back. Let me just grab that. purple one. Bop. All right, got it. Now I have all the devices I want. See, this one has the ruined nature spirits background, which is what I would really like. Although, you know what, that background wouldn't be bad either. No, I don't want that one. I've seen that background so much at this point. I don't need it. I'm good. All right, so we're going to use this frame and buttons, this background, this shell, and everything else on this. So that's what we're going to swap around here. So we're going to do some surgery. Did you already have your X2s before the recall? No, you cannot buy them again. This is pre-recall. So, yeah, this is imported from Australia. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get them. Because only the purple X2s came out for whatever reason in the US. So let's get a screwdriver over here. And I need my JIS bit. That would be right there. Okay, so this is a pretty easy procedure, I will say. Just going to turn it over. We first unscrew the back. And come on. Get that battery out of there. I might put in a fresh one too. I don't know. Alright, whiteboard, very nice. Alright, take out the 4 back screws. Did I announce the Deep Saver Z? Not yet. You still have until tomorrow. You can still submit entries if you haven't already to win a Pendulum Z Deep Savers. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, there is my most recent video on the channel. We'll describe the details and give you a link to the form. You just have to take a quiz, which I'm told is pretty difficult, which, good, that's what I was going for. But you fill out that quiz, and as long as you score well enough on the quiz, which is to say you get a score higher than the average score, then you'll be entered in the drawing. So people will know their scores on Sunday, and I will be announcing the winner on a live stream next week, most likely on Thursday. Alright, so we have these ones. Come on out. These guys are being finicky. I might need some tweezers too if I can find some. Alright, there goes chain. Oh, there we go. Okay, back is off. Now that the back is off, we need to take out the board from the front. Okay, one screw. It's a very pretty board. I like that they use these colored ones when working with translucent devices. Yeah, as you can see, this is not a scary process by any means. Very difficult to screw anything up while doing this. Unless you're just really being really haphazard about it, I suppose, but you shouldn't be. So let's just move these pieces. Always make sure you know where your screws are. Ideally, you would also have a dish. I don't have a dish because I didn't plan ahead, but oh well. Alright, we're going to make sure we keep the little thing on top in place. And there we go. Got that open. Okay, so now we can take out the frame and the buttons. Buttons are easy. Boom, done. Buttons are out. The frame can be a little bit more difficult. Technically, you could just kind of pinch it out from the front. I don't like doing that. It just feels terrifying. So what I like to do is I like to use a small flathead bit, which that one's right there. No, that's not a flathead. I need to bring this closer to my head so I can look at it. There we go. That one will probably work great. Alright, so I'm just going to take the small flathead bit here. We just kind of poke out these connections from the inside. They're little clips, basically. There we go. That's 1. 2. And the others should come very easily after that. Let's see in that direction. Or maybe not. There we go. Okay. Frame out. There it is. Goodbye, neon green. You were beautiful, but not beautiful enough for me. Okay, so we have that gutted now. So let's move on to the next one to gut, and that will be this one right here for its frame and buttons. So once again, well, let's put the right bit back in. Unscrew the battery door. I'm going to zoom out a little bit too. I feel like I'm just too close there. There we go. When will I be doing more episodes of the podcast? I have a few episodes recorded. That has been a very difficult project for me to keep up with for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's just is. And I have Alex from who's Digital Dream 09, if you know him. If you don't know his YouTube channel, check him out. Absolutely fantastic DigiTuber. Love him. He's been nice enough. He edited the last podcast episode and is willing to episode future ones as well. So I just need to organize and get a few things prepped in order to send it over to him. I've just been very bad about that just because a lot of other projects. I find myself always taking on way more projects than I have the actual bandwidth to do, and I hate that. I try not to get involved with other people's projects for sure. Like, someone's like, hey, do you want to be involved in this really cool thing that you would actually really love to be a part of? And I'm like, I'm going to have to say no, because I know I will not be able to properly keep up with it and will let you down. And this is because, yeah, you can't spread yourself too thin, unfortunately, because it will catch up with you. So I do have, we have 2 more episodes recorded, one of which we actually recorded in person. Purple Flurp, myself, Vince Valorn, and then 2 members of the community, Sneaks and Grieve Valorn, all met up in Orlando a few months back. And we're just like, hey, while we're all together, let's just record an episode. And we did, and it was a really fun time. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, it was so there is more coming. It's just, for whatever reason, more difficult for me to keep up with than the other projects I work on. Okay, so now we have that out. Great, so now we need to get the buttons. And we need to get the frame. Let's swap back over to that flathead bit. Yeah, frame removal is a little scary, but as long as you're using a screwdriver like this, it's really, like, it's not bad. Now, that's not true for pendulums, though. Pendulums are just, those are rough. Their frames are in there with much tighter plastic, much stiffer plastic, and it just makes, oopsies, did I just click one back in? It makes them very, very nerve-wracking to remove. I did that with my Beelzebumon version and Silver Blue version because I wanted the blue frame on the black device, and it looks beautiful, and I'm very happy I did it, but it was nerve-wracking. So here we go. We got a frame. We got buttons. So let's take the frame here, and basically we're going to snap it in that side first, and then just click it in. That's it. That's on. It is already on. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get right in on that. Love it. Okay, yeah. I'm definitely happy with the choice to go with the gray. I think it accents well. How cheap and available our DMX 20s are. Oh, yeah, no, seriously. Because these things are so readily available, it makes customizing, like, everyone should do it. If you don't have a shell that you're absolutely like, oh, I love that color with that color, like, do it. Like, just go and customize it. These things are so flippin' cheap. I mean, like, you know, $20 isn't nothing, but, you know, don't go to fast food a few times a week and save up for it. Get yourself the 2 or 3 devices you like. Like, I did it with the Tamagotchi too. This guy. So I took, he's dead right now because he ate cake. So I got these 2 devices, right? This was a Gen 2 shell. This was a Gen 1 shell. But I hate Gen 1. I love Gen 2. Sorry, Tarakochi. I know you're on Gen 1, but the Gen 1 Tamagotchis are... That left-right game just ain't great. So I swapped the boards on these, and because I'm like, hey, I could just get these and do whatever I want with them. So also swap the buttons around. So I like the way it came out. I like the blue buttons instead of the pink ones a little bit more. But more importantly, I like this being a Gen 2 device now. So yeah, I freaking love being able to mix these things around just because of how readily available and how cheap they are, relatively, of course. Okay, so this is looking pretty freaking sweet. So the next step is going to be grabbing the background from this one, because I'll tell you, the normal freaking X background for the X2, it's just this like swirl, and it does not speak to excuse me, Yeah, excuse me there. Ran out of breath. Yeah, the swirl does not speak to me. So I want to put an actual like little environment back there, which is what I think looks nicer. I like when Digimon are walking around in little environments. So, one more time. Taken apart. Battery door. Battery itself. Taking a sip of water. That's better. I always forget when I talk, my mouth gets dry. That's kind of how that works, huh? Alright. Removing the 4 back screws. How's the sound on the X? Much better than DM20? I feel like they're about the same, honestly. I don't because the board layout's still the same, right? You still have the buzzer is mounted directly to the board instead of directly to the shell. So there's air between them, and as long as there's air between the a solid and the sound itself, the solid's always going to, you know, dissipate the sound a little bit, which is a bummer. So if it's traveling solid to solid, then it's going to be a much brighter sound, but that's just not the case here. So I'd say it's about the same. It's definitely nowhere near as loud as Japanese devices are. Certainly nowhere near as loud as these guys. These guys freaking scream. It's always surprising when I run them. They're English devices too, so. But I will say, despite that, having the buzzer on the board itself makes doing this way easier, because otherwise you're always having to keep the board connected to the back of the shell. There we go. Keep the board connected to the back of the shell, which is a pain when you're taking these things apart. So you take wins and losses with every decision. Have I backlight modded a device before? I have not. So I'm actually, despite how much I do stuff with electronics when it comes to Digimon, I'm not a super electronic savvy person, and doing things like that always make me a little nervous. And like, I could do it, I absolutely could, but I just have to work up the, I don't know, it's not even the courage, I guess, it's just the freaking drive to actually want to do that. Because yeah, I think the backlight devices are really cool. I just I don't know, I've always got a light source of some kind on me, so I'm usually good, but I think they are awesome. Like, when people do them right, I think they are one of the most beautiful looking things in the world. I love seeing a good backlight mod in action. Alright, get that out of there. Okay, so from you, we are just stealing your background image, and we could probably use that same flathead bit I was using before, there you are, to just kind of push that out. Might not be able to, but I'm just going to try. Nah, it's not thin enough. Alright, so, yeah, I'm just going to take it out. Alright, so when it comes to these guys, these are just slightly kept on with a little bit of adhesive. They just lift right off. You don't got to worry about doing that because they stay together via pressure. So when the device is screwed back together, it'll be all good. Alright, remove this little frame. Remove this background. Okay, that's background number 1. Now, the one thing you want to make sure of while you do this, do not get cat hair in here, because it's not great to get out. So just be very careful if you have many cats, like I do. Alright, now we get the other one. Now, realistically, I probably could have just swapped the screens together entirely, and they probably would have still been fine, but I didn't do that. And by probably would have still been fine, I mean, they would have still been fine. That wouldn't have affected anything. There we are. But then I wouldn't have this cute little blue frame. I gotta have this cute little blue frame. Alright, remove that frame. Remove that background. Insert that other background. Put that frame back. Now for reinserting the screen, what I will always recommend is to... Oh, this is made of rubber? Oh, that's interesting. They're not generally made of rubber. Is that actually made of rubber? Or no, that's plastic. Okay, it's just a very flexible plastic. Alright, so for the screen, I recommend just inserting it directly into the frame, not attaching it to the board first. Because it'll connect to the board on its own when you put it back together. Alright, so let's put our buttons back in. Okay, and then we are going to reinsert this. We make sure that the top portion matches up properly. A little connector doohickle. There we are. Okay, so now we're good. So now, if I was to turn on the screen right now, it wouldn't show anything because there's no pressure keeping it together. But as soon as I screw it together, there is enough pressure to make the screen work. So that's the nice thing about these, is that there's not really a lot of mechanics behind taking off the screen itself. Now comes the hard part, getting these little screws and these very little holes. There we are. It's really funny that by so expertly designing a custom device, you're left with 2 or more messages. Yeah, oh yeah, no, trust me. That's how my pendulums are. My original Wave 1 pendulum shells look really stupid right now. Like, one's got like, what's it got? One of them's got red buttons and a purple frame, I think. And it looks really, really stupid. But such is the sacrifice that must be made in order to make one device look really cool. Sometimes it turns out okay. But not always. This yellow device is going to look awful, since it's going to have these neon green buttons and frames on it. It's yeah, that's not going to look good. Kind of almost don't want to even put them on that. And just kind of save them for something else that they'll look better on later. Oh, you know what? Those might look good on the glow-in-the-dark device, actually. These guys. It's got the dark green frame originally, but a neon frame might be even better looking. Okay, that's all tightened up. Another sip of water. Do I have a stream music playlist anywhere? So my stream music, I just use Pretzel. It's a very handy app. And right now we're listening to the Chill EDM station, because it's a very good station for lyricless music that's just good to play in the background. Occasionally I'll get some real bangers on here, though. There's a few artists that I like that just pop up sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they doing here? So yeah, it's a really good station. I rather like it. Okay, so that's all put back together now. So then we take this. When's the cat stream? Well, let's see. He's very sleepy right now. He's just right over there. If it wasn't such a pain to move my camera over there, I would show you. But actually, you know what? No, I don't have a good spot to plug my... Well, maybe I do. Let's see. Let's just try this real quick. 1 second. Just take this guy. Yeah, a lot of times I would do face cam on these things. Not today. I'm actually not feeling all that great, so I didn't want anyone seeing me blowing my nose or crap like that. Make the thanks before. Come on, okay, there we go. Let me plug that in. See if we can even get a good shot of him. Alright, where is... Oh, do I not have this camera on here? Okay, so I want video capture device, and I want to add my U. Let's see if we see the ceiling. Yeah, we see the ceiling! Alright, let's see. Check him out. He's just right over there, being a sleepy. Higher angle on him. That's Goku. He's very comfy right now. Yeah, let's just... Left-handed mouse. Okay, there we go. Okay. That was a fun detour. I'm just going to catch up on chat real quick, make sure I'm not missing anybody's questions. I thought color swapping was hard. This would give me a heart attack. Nah, this is dang easy. You could do this. You could definitely do this. Everyone can and should swap shells around. Also, I was about to make a mistake here. Oh my gosh, I'll show you See if anyone knows what mistake I'm making right now. Point it out. Oh, you painted your DM20 in gold. That's cool. Yeah, that's definitely much cheaper than the original Zubamon. Just buy some more devices to fix those devices. It's a never-ending cycle. Oh, William got the original Nature Spirits pendulum. That is a good one. Enjoy the copious amounts of shaking. What all you need for this? So really, one JIS, one screwdriver will do it. This is JIS 1-bit right here. Down there, so it's in focus. It's a JIS 1-bit. That's what these 4 screws and the 4 screws inside are. It's not what the battery door screw is technically. That's a Phillips one, which I also have a Phillips head one, or Phillips 1 head in there I could use, but generally this one does the job, and since it's just one big screw that comes off really easy with it, I don't worry too much about that bit. But I do recommend actually using a JIS one for the other the other 8 screws, because otherwise you do run the risk of stripping if you're just using a Phillips. So I have this big handy set from iFixit of millions of bits that I don't need, but it wasn't too expensive, so I figured it would come in handy in some way or the other. But yeah, that's it. You take all the batteries out before this. As I take them apart, yes, I take out the batteries, absolutely. Lime and purple maybe as well. That could be good, but I don't know. I could take the... Maybe. Yeah, that might work. I think that might work. I think we're going to do that. I think we're definitely going to go with lime and purple on that. Good suggestion, Lucas. And... Oh, good. People like the kitty. Can the Signature Free Pet X2 do cheat or hack? No, you can access demo mode, which allows you to pick any Digimon you want. But it erases all your save data, so it's not exactly a great thing to do. Otherwise, no, there's no hacking that can be done on it, because it's missing the JP1 connection. I know you, if I zoom in, you can see it a little bit better, but it's, there we go. Normally, there would be somewhere on this side of the board a little, there it is right there. Okay, so it's not missing it, actually. It's, the JP is, why is it? It's like kind of cut out, I don't know, but it's almost like shaved down to the point where it won't do anything. And even if I've tried adding solder to them before, I've tried removing some of the stuff that's there, and it does not activate anything. And on the other devices, the DM20s, like, they also have connections there that they just don't do anything. So the Bandai America was a little bit more cautious about that than Bandai Japan, I guess, for whatever reason. Do it in a clear space and use, yeah, definitely keep an eye on where your screws are. I have little glass dishes I usually use, but I forgot to grab one, so I've just been using the backs. Let's get the backs to store screws in like that, which seems to be working. And yes, Mr. Matt got it right. I am missing the chain, so let's put that in now. Which chain was it? I got 3 on the table here. I think it's this one. It doesn't really matter. They're all, they should all be basically entirely identical. All right, so now we have the chain back on. Can't be a keychain pet without a keychain, now can you? All right, so let's screw that back in, and then this one, I didn't have all the screws left in the frame, or in the shell rather, I should say. Let's put them back in now. And I always go crisscross, just like a tire, because that's what I was taught. It's stuck with me forever. Always know how to change your own tires. It's a very handy skill. You don't need it often, but when you do need it, it's something you'll be glad you knew. Okay. Could always bend the metal to get the keychain back on. Yeah, I guess that's true. I could. That would work, but I don't wanna. It's so much easier to just slip it on while you're doing it. But also so much easier to forget to do. Okay, so now our device is assembled, which just needs its battery back in there. Let's grab that. And why is that giving me more trouble than anything else? The heck, go in. There we go. I don't know why I had so much trouble putting a freaking battery in. Okay, that is it. Now we have a nice metallic navy and silver device. It kind of looks like one of the original American Digital Monsters. I don't remember if it was a V1 or a V2, but it looks very similar to one of the original shells that were released in America back in 97, 98. But maybe that's why I like it, because it appeals to me that. In fact, no, it's like the V3, actually. I had an English V3, and I did not know it was a V3 because I couldn't get it to work. And somehow I came across somebody on Reddit and did a trade. Well, actually, I think I just sold it to the guy. He's like, oh, I just need the shell. Can you give me the shell? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not using it. It doesn't even work. But I have the battery back from it. He's like, great. All I have is the battery back. So I sent it to him. Come to find out years later, he's on the Discord server, and I'm like, hey, can you double check that thing? Because I don't remember what prompted me to ask, but sure enough, he booted it up, and it was a V3. And I'm like, how did I, an American, have a V3 digital monster when that was released only in like Australia and Southeast Asia? So I don't know where that came from, but I think that might be part of the appeal for me with this setup, is that it reminds me of that V3 that I gave away. So RIP to that thing. So there we go. That is all good to go, and let's go ahead and finish up putting these other guys back together real quick, because I don't like leaving these exposed everywhere. So as suggested by Lucas, we are going to take this out. But the V6 was Australia. Yeah, the V6 is Australia, but Australia also got the Vs 1 through 5. Well, in America, we only got 1 and 2. And in fact, 2 is still contested to this day. No one's actually sure if we did get it. I am pretty sure we did. Like, 99% sure that we... No, not 99. 96. 96% sure that we had V2s in America. But based on the research I've done and based on my own experiences. But, yeah, I don't know. It's... Some people think we didn't. But we definitely didn't get V3s, 4s, or 5s. Okay, so we took that out. Oh, it's got the... Oh, oh, snap! I accidentally made an Evangelion. Okay, well... Nice. Do you say Evangelion or Evangelion? Yeah, alright, that's sick. Accidental beauty right there. Alright. So we need to put the, in fact, this will look good with the X2 background, even. Like, all the swirls. I think that fits the motif pretty well. So let's, Alright, let's put the background back in there. And we have the little plastic rubber piece that keeps it in place. Shove that directly back in. Oh, I didn't move the... There we go. Okay, and now that we have the front back on, we can get its board, which is this red one over here. And make sure that the top portion slides in properly. It did. Screw the board to the shell. And let's go ahead and screw this back together. Oh, that's the wrong bit. There we go. Spent too much on a pen prog, and oh, that's a lot of devices. Yeah. It's very easy to spend money in this hobby. I feel for people that are just now getting into it, because it is not a kind hobby to newcomers as far as money goes. Like, it's very annoying to me. I hate it, because since none of these devices, well, almost none of these devices, as far as VPET history goes, released outside Japan, it makes them that much harder to find in the first place. So it's not like you can find a steady stream of them in every country. It's like, no, you can only get them from Japan, or from people that have already imported them from Japan. So that's already a problem. And then even devices from just a few years ago, like the prices on the Pendulum 20th are just astronomical. It's ridiculous. Like, I paid freaking $40 for mine plus shipping when they first came out, and unfortunately for people today, it's like you'll be lucky to get away with a new one for under $150. So it's a sad state of affairs. And then the classic devices, they just keep going up. Like, when I was in high school, that's when I first bought my first Pendulum. I paid, I want to say, $30 to import a Pendulum 2.0 and 4.0 for each device. $30 for each device. And I remember holding off because I'm like, well, I don't want to spend more money. on these devices. I felt like that was a lot of money. Like I had a reasonable job and I was living with my parents at the time, so I could have bought more, and I wish I would have bought more. Because yeah, come all this time later, it's like those devices are going for a lot more than that, for brand new ones specifically. Okay, we remembered the keychain. Remember the keychain. But yeah, my Excels I got for not much more expensive than that. My original Excels, my Justice and Evil. My Nature I got for an okay price. My Ultimate I paid a lot more than I wanted to. Also got scammed on my first Ultimate because someone was... They not only did they like show that they had the right device in there, they swapped it out after the listing finished with an Evil Genome. They had the Ultimate Genome in there. Like I double checked the pictures, it was an Ultimate Genome they were showing off, but they sent me a Evil Genome, and unfortunately it was well past the time that I could actually contest anything. I hadn't opened it yet because I hadn't intended to run it right away, and yeah, so I unfortunately got boned there. But I sold the Evil Genome to Xanadu for a fair price, so obviously like it was in crappy condition, and he fixed it up, which is good. All right, there we go. Digimon X Unit 1. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I love that so much. Wow. I did not come into this intending to improve on this device, but here we are. So there we go. There's our two improved devices right there. I love the way that these came out. These are fantastic. Okay, so let's just catch up on chat real quick. Make sure I'm not missing people. I'm not trying to. If I miss anyone's posts that you're trying to reach out to me, I'm so sorry. But it's there's a lot of you out here tonight. Thank you all for coming out. Goodness. Screw the board to the shell. Yep. All right. Okay. I think I'm caught up there. Perfect. All right. So we're going to now finish this off by making an even uglier device. Yellow is my least favorite color. I will tell you that right now. I do not like the color yellow. I think it pairs poorly with most colors. I think mixed with blue, it could be okay sometimes. But like, if we're talking about like website design, for example, like I hate yellow backgrounds because yellow is the only color like you can't use white text on, and I don't like using black text very much. So I don't know. That's kind of a personal preference thing there, I suppose, but it's just how I am. So no, I don't like yellow. But so this is going to look really stupid. It's just orange and yellow. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, looking good already. Plop that back in there. I don't know what else I can use the orange buttons in that I really like. Because I also don't really care for orange that much. Like, it's definitely low tier on my tier list of colors. I'm much more of a cool color guy, obviously. Blue's my favorite, and the farther you get from blue, the less I care. So, very simple like that. Greymon color looks great. Mac and cheese color, that's what this one is, absolutely. Oopsie, why did I put that in there? Goodness. Shoved it down the battery hole. Wasn't paying attention, I was thinking about mac and cheese. Translucent yellow on the X3 was nice. Yeah, I'd say that one is pretty good. I got that one right over here, actually. Like, I was fine with this. I don't love it. Oh, gross. It's got dust on it. I didn't clean this one. It wasn't supposed to go on camera. Look what you made me do. Disgusting. But yeah, I think this one's okay. I'm fine with it. I think having the darker black really does help, as opposed to the light gray that this one used. So, but as far as X3s go, though, like, it freaking blows it out of the water. Freaking love this one. Again, I don't like the background too much, but the translucent blue, and it's like a beautiful royal blue too. Like I love this. I love this frame so much. It's my second favorite X device, that's for sure. All right, back to getting these screws in. And The original Digimon was completely cleared. Yes, that one I have seen, and it is beautiful. I rather like that one. The Japanese descriptions, when they use those colors, they always call them skeleton. Not these days, but back in the day on the official color listings. They'd say, oh, it's skeleton blue or skeleton green. And they, I think it was the V2 that they had a completely translucent one. I'd have to double check that for the Japanese color. I can't remember if the American colors had that too, but if you had one, I'm going to guess you probably, that the American colors probably did, or wherever you're from. Not necessarily America. They did release in a few other areas, of course. Alright, last set here. It's also odd to me, we've still never gotten a pendulum. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Like, they decided real quick to stop doing V-Pets in North America, and some people blame that on the Tamagotchi Ocean. I blame it on the Tamagotchi Ocean, because I'm pretty sure that was the last Bandai V-Pet to release back in the day, and it sucked. Which, I love aquatic creatures, but goodness, the ocean is not a fun device. It is a frustrating device. So it wouldn't surprise me if people hated it, and then they just decided, well, we better... Oh gosh, that looks disgusting. It shows up awful on the camera. Holy cow. Let me see if I can adjust the lighting a little bit here. Let's see. Alright, that comes through a little bit better without the spotlight. Let's put it in the shadow. Like, it looks worse in the light. That should not be the case. It's like, look, it's okay. Ugh. Oh man, yeah, I hate that. I hate that. I've got a video planned in the future that this will be the perfect candidate for when that time comes. Look forward to that. To extrapolate from that statement what you will, but get that out of here. Put these two guys back up here. Oh man, and let's get that light back on. There we go. Okay. Through the double dipping with the gold X. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do that. The joke is always that, you know, the first two were red and blue. Second ones were gold and silver. So obviously the third one should be ruby and sapphire. But obviously that might not translate too well. What size screwdriver to use? JIS1. They're a little bit tough to get a hold of. The set I use, the iFixit set, has a whole set of JIS bits in it, which I really like. You can also buy individual screwdrivers of the JIS sizes, which is handy, but I like having just all the bits available to me. So it's a JIS one, similar to a Phillips, but it's not it doesn't have a little slope at the bottom of it, so it makes it stick a little bit better, more specifically in JIS screws. If you use a Phillips and a JIS screw, you do run a risk of stripping it pretty easily. We had joggers in the version 20th, yeah we did. Mac and cheese, yeah, it is mac and cheese. Ocean's the Dark Souls V-Pet, I agree. The orange is a little darker, I agree. The orange is way too close to the yellow for it to look good. That is absolutely true. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're not gonna start up this guy right now because I'm not interested in doing so. But I am gonna start this guy up because obviously I want to raise this. So let's go ahead and we're gonna reset because I don't want that Digimon X. We're gonna hit OK. Device is now completely reset. And we will set the time. It is currently 20:51 where I am. Keep going. Come on. No more. There you go. Alright. Now his egg's going to hatch. Beautiful. So let's let him sit there while we are waiting on him to hatch. If anyone has like questions about anything they want to ask, feel free to like pop them in. These types of streams are usually just kind of, you know, whatever goes. So no, we've taken care of the hard part already, so we'll probably close in a few minutes here, but we will see. James pretends to prefer AM, PM over military. I am the exact opposite. Funnily enough, I was raised in the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force from before I was born up until I was 9 years old, and the funny thing is, I actually didn't get into telling time in 24-hour time during that time. I said time a lot. Time. Even though obviously it's called military time a lot of times in America because the military uses it. But when I was in 4th or 5th grade, I bought a Timex digital watch from Walmart for like $10. And I turned it on and discovered the ability to earn it to 24-hour time. And for whatever reason, my little 10-year-old brain was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I want to use that. And so I always left my watch on 24-hour time. And from that moment forward, every single device I have runs on 24-hour time. And I've found that I get thrown off by AM, PM sometimes. Like it just confuses me a little bit. Not like, obviously I understand it. Like it's not a knowledge thing. It's just that in a split second, I will sometimes mix up where something's supposed to go. So it does confuse me a little bit. But yeah, it's funny. Like I say, was raised military, but learned it elsewise. So, why are pen progress and X not in Digitama Hatchery? For a very specific reason, in that when I made Digitama Hatchery, I never planned on doing more than just the modern virtual pets. I first made it for the Digimon Pendulum version 20th, because I had made a spreadsheet that documented everything based on a similar idea that was done by Link the Right for the Digital Monster version 20th. So I made a spreadsheet and had it all compiled there for the Digimon Pen 20, and I was like, I hate working in a spreadsheet for this. This is like the least effective way to distribute this information. And so for a few months, I just worked on from the ground up, building up a site and threw on the Pen 20. And I'm like, okay, so now that I've done that, my intention will be do the DM20 and the DMX and then stop. Or if they do more, if they do end up doing more modern devices, I'll do those. But I never wanted to replace File Island or anything. I wanted to always to be like wholly separate from that. I didn't even intend to do the Vital Bracelet when it first came out, since it had the evolution chart in there. But when I discovered how easy it was to farm data from it, I'm like, okay, I have no reason not to do this. So I will do. I just threw it on there. But older devices. So obviously I have the Digital Monster original and the Digimon Pendulum original. Pendulum original was made by Purple Flip. That page was. I gave him all the tools and all the assets I had and said, go to town. If you want it to exist, you can make it exist. And he wanted it to exist, so he did it. Digital Monster, I just felt like doing it one day. And because I was like, well, I might as well have devices of all that shape. Like, so the bricks and the pendulum shells, I might as well have them all on there. So they got thrown on there. But as for other devices go, because they don't follow a similar format to these devices that I've already done, it requires making new assets, new types of connections for the charts, and just a lot of stuff that would take a lot of time. And what I want to focus on is having a better site for modern devices than having information for older devices. And when I say better site for modern devices, I mean stuff like implementing a search feature. I talk about that all the time. It is actively being worked on when I don't have something else more important pop up. For example, I'll tell you right now, I do have a new feature that is coming to the website here in the next few weeks. It's depending on how quickly I can take care of it, but you'll all be the first to know. And it's a new feature that I think everyone will really enjoy. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's something for people specifically who kind of get burnt out from starting new runs on a virtual pet. And I think it'll make it a lot more interesting. And I think it'll make your runs a lot more interesting. So very excited about that. I've implemented it already for the first version of the Digital Monster X, but it was a lot more work than I expected. So I originally was expecting it to do it just like a weekend, but I'm like, okay, I gotta handle this differently depending on the device. So DM20 should be drop dead simple. The X devices will be a little difficult. The Pendulum Zs will be mildly difficult, not that much. Pen 20, I'm not sure on yet. I think it'll be about the same difficulty as the Pendulum Z. But overall, I hope to have that running real soon, and it'll be a lot of fun. I will tell you right now, it'll be a lot of fun. You will really enjoy it. Don't speculate too hard, though. I guess I shouldn't build it up too much, but it's I'm excited about it, at least. I'm going to put the Evangelion one back on the screen, too, because I still think it looks pretty. Alright. You planning any more Brief History of ePets videos? Yes. I am always planning those. I still have the script for the next video ready. I need to re-record it because I lost the original footage, and it's just, I keep finding myself focusing on other parts of this site. And because for me, the Digimon community is three different pieces, three different major pieces, and that's my YouTube channel, my guide, and the Discord server. And I've got to give attention to each one in different ways. And the more attention I give to one, the less attention I give elsewhere. And I'll be truthful with you. Sometimes Horizon Zero Dawn gets a sequel, and that puts me back a long time. So it's coming. It is coming. It is absolutely coming. I've got I'm going to be doing brief history of Virtual Pets videos for the IC, for the Twin, for the Cross Mini, and then I will do one video that covers a variety of Southeast Asia exclusive devices, including the Cycle and the D-Cyber. So those are all coming. I'm not certain what I'll do when I get to the modern pets, because all my other videos are already about modern pets, and I don't feel like the history on those will be as interesting, but I'll see. I'll see if I think of a good way to present them, then I'll do it. But I think the most fun I've had doing the brief history of Virtual Pet videos has just been learning a lot more about Digimon history from the research I've had to do for it, and how the V-Pets coincided with all the other properties and how they influence each other. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff that I found in searching. I think the coolest thing was just that Frontier really bombed in Japan. I say that is cool. I'm sure a lot of people aren't happy about that, but it's just so interesting to me that it was the last Digimon anime for a while, and it just, this guy is like here. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Keymon. Here you go, man. Have some snacks. Who wants to see Keymon's face? We're gonna see. I don't know what I'm gonna do till we're gonna see your face. It's Excite training. I missed. I was looking at the OBS capture instead of the device, so I'm not gonna get the face. I got good. Let's try one more time there. I'll look at the device this time. There we go. I think they'll do the Pen 20S English after the English X3. So here's the thing with Bandai, is they definitely know that there are a lot of people, and when I say a lot, this is the Digimon franchise, so a lot is like 50, who really want the Pen 20, and they've heard you. They absolutely have heard you. It's been brought up on Twitter. It's been brought up in direct interviews. It's been brought up on Instagram. Like, they've seen the responses that people wanted. And I don't know what they'll do with that information. I really hope someday they do decide to do it. A lot of people are like, oh, well, there's no nostalgia factor for that, for the non-brick devices. And I'm like, well, that's silly, because there's major nostalgia factor for the original 8 partner Digimon. And all their adult forms exist on the Pen 20, every single one. And so you slap those on the front of the box, and you've got an instant sale for someone passing through Hot Topic. Like, it's that simple. So I don't know. I would like them to, and they know we want it. But right now, I know that it's much cheaper for them to keep producing these as long as they keep selling, because they all share one major thing in common, and that is how they are manufactured. You just throw in a different dye, throw in some different material, and throw it in the same mold, and it's good to go. So much easier to produce than having to start up factories to make the Pen 20 shells too. So that's the only thing that I think is holding them back. There we go. Sorry about that. Coughing, and I didn't want all you to hear it. So if I go quiet for a few seconds, that's why. I'm not just falling asleep over here, I promise. Did I notice that between X1, 2, and 3, some of the shared Digimon are shared between them, but they change what stage of evolution they are? Yes, and I think there is a reason for that, which is specifically because the X wasn't a fully planned series. I think the X was originally planned as just those 2 devices. And I have many reasons for thinking that. I could get into it, but that's a whole other topic for a whole other time. But I think, originally speaking, they were going to just release the X version 1. They didn't call it a version 1 either. It was just the Digimon X. And the way that it was presented really didn't make it seem like it was going to go anywhere else. It was very much a standalone kind of presentation. And it would be quite a while before we saw details about the next wave, as opposed to the Pen 20 and DM20, where their second waves were announced like as the first wave was releasing. So I don't know. I don't think they had it planned, and I think that because they didn't have it planned, you know, like Digimon X, for example, it's like they made him a stage 6 on the original DMX, and on the DMX2 he was stage 7, or stage 6 plus, I should say. And I think that's because they weren't planning on doing like a whole Demon Lord thing. I think they thought of that after the DMX sold and was successful. I think they were nervous because DM20 and Pen 20 were easy sells, whereas the DMX was a whole new thing. It was actually the first attempt for Bandai to make a wholly original virtual pet since the Cross Mini. So 8 years, which is absolutely insane. Actually, it released in 2019, so it was like 9 years. Oh my gosh. So I think they were nervous. I think they weren't sure if it was going to sell, since the other ones had the nostalgia factor going. People were like, oh, hey, it's the, oh, there goes Keymon. Wah! Evolved into Yaman, which I think he's called Yarmon on this, even though it is supposed to be Yaman. Yep, Yarmon. It's supposed to be Yaman in English, Yarmon in Japanese, but changing it to Yarmon is a recent change in Japanese too, so I'm still going to call him Yaman. Oh, he wants to sleep.
I just want to go back.
There we go. Going to sleep. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like they weren't sure if the DMX was going to succeed, and then when they saw it did succeed, thanks to a massively hungry community of Digimon fans in the West, and I'm sure in Japan as well, and obviously across the world, Australia, Malaysia, Europe, like the people were ordering it from everywhere. So I think like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna keep making this. And so yeah, they changed a few things around, like Jessamon X and Beelzebumon X, and I think that's why. So do I need another Pendulum to Jawgrass? Because this is my first ever Pendulum. Now, you said yes. So you'll need one of two things. You'll either need another Pendulum, because you got the original, the Nature Spirits. So you do need another Pendulum to Jawgrass with, or you need a DCOM, which I do have a video on the DCOM. If you haven't seen one of those before, definitely check out that video. It's called Connecting Digimon to a Computer, or something like that. Type that in and it'll come up. And yeah, that device lets you emulate any code from any device, basically. I have a whole listing of codes that you can use to do Jawgrasses, and yeah, it makes it so that even if you only have one device, you can still make it happen. Michael, thank you for the kind words. Let's see. Oh, I got... why did I scroll that far? Goodness. There we go. What are my thoughts about the Pendulum Cycle? Man, that thing is a piece of trash. That's for sure. It's I think it's a really, really fun concept. I think it has one of the most neat crosses between VPETs and anime that there has ever been on a physical device, and they screwed it up so bad. Because here's my thoughts on it, is that because they made the evolution check basically, first of all, it's almost random, and it happens in intervals. So throughout the day, you might evolve at the top of every hour, basically. And it's just not a fun way to do it, because half the time you get to adult and then that's it. And it's very hard to tell why you only got to adults. I managed to get to stage 6 and Jawgrass my Jawgrass my Marine Angemon into Vikemon, and laugh very hard about it because Vikemon's sprite on the cycle is hilarious. But I didn't have fun doing it. It was fun finally getting to it, but I didn't have fun doing it. I think to fix the cycle, evolution should be something that checks at specific times throughout the day. So you wake up, an hour later, the first evolution happens. 2 hours later, your second, and so on and so forth. So that by like 6 o'clock at night, it's doing its evolution chance for going to stage 6. And if you met it, great, you're going to evolve. If you didn't meet it, you're not going to evolve. And I think that would be a lot more fun. For those unaware, the cycle is very unique in that you evolve from child to ultimate throughout the course of the day, instead of over the course of several days. And at the end of every day, it reverts back to child. So it's a very fun concept, just poorly executed. What's my favorite VPET? This one. This is the one right here. I love this guy. Specifically, this one I just made. This is now my favorite VPET. The X2 has always been my favorite, specifically the red roster, the XC roster, I should say. And now having it in this color, looking beautiful, it's absolutely my favorite. So that's it right there. I really like the quest mode on it. I like how insanely branching the evolution paths are. You really can just get anywhere from anywhere, and it's really fun without it being completely open, which is something I also don't like. I don't like it when evolution lines are too constricted or just a free-for-all. I want them to have specific lines that are possible, but still have it giving you a lot of options. So by the time you reach stage 5 on here, you still have 4 options for evolution at least, and that's freaking phenomenal. I love it. I think the potential is always the most fun part of a virtual pet, and once you lose the potential, it becomes less interesting. Like, you get Airdramon, and it's like, okay, great, I got Airdramons, and now I know I'm getting Metal Greymon and Blitz Greymon. And that's it every time. Every time you get Airdramon, that's what you're going to get. And I think that's just so much less interesting. And I think there's a lot of benefits to the other devices too. Like the Pen 20 has a similar problem. Jogress helps a little bit, but the Pen 20 also does a lot of other things really, really well, like having 240 something Digimon on it, which is fantastic. So I'm not gonna complain too much about the Pen 20. Want to know where Jogress is thing on older devices? Yes, it first appeared in the Digimon Pendulum and has also appeared on every device from that up until the XL. I don't think it appeared on the IC. I gotta double check that actually. I don't think there's Jogress in the IC, but I do need to double check that. It's definitely not on the Mini, and it's not on the Twin, and it's not on the Cross Mini. Nothing's on the Cross Mini. I hate that device. I have to speak nicely about it when I do a video on it, but yeah, Jogress is the concept originally introduced by the original Pendulum. Would love for there to be checkboxes and charts. I know! A lot of people would. That is on my Trello board. My list of things that I'm doing there includes checkboxes so that people can keep track of their stuff. My only problem with that is, you know, one way would obviously be doing local storage for a device so that you can go onto your device and it will just look at your browser and say, okay, you had these checkboxes checked. And that'd be fine unless you don't really use, unless you have local storage turned off or you use a different browser or you, for whatever reason, delete your browser, then it's all gone. And I'm like, I don't like that. So, I don't know. I kind of want to do an account system, but I also don't want to do that because that's a lot of work. So, it's that is something I'm thinking about. Checkboxes are on my mind, and at some point I do hope to implement them in some way or another, whatever that may be. You're the best. You're going to do any world videos? It's funny you should ask. So, I did, in fact, just purchase, a few weeks ago, Digimon World 1 for the PS1. So that I wouldn't feel bad emulating it, because I'm not going to play it on a PS1. I actually did boot it up on my PS3 and used my upscaler to see how it would work. And no, actually, no, I tried two things. I tried it on the PS3. It didn't look great there. And then I tried it on the PS2 using the upscaler. I don't have an upscaler on my PS3. That's already an HDMI. But I used a HDMI upscaler on PS2 and wasn't happy with it compared to how it looks in emulation. So I'm going to be emulating it. But I have never played it for more than like 5 minutes. And so I would basically want to do like a whole blind run of it because I don't really care for Digimon games for the most part. It's not my type of video game because I'm not into RPGs really. They're not my jam. So I want to try just for the first time ever actually play through Digimon World. I think that would be fun for a stream to do basically a blind run and see what happens. So we will see. And it's a big part of Digimon history too. Like Digimon World is a pivotal moment in Digimon history. Absolutely. Like that is a cornerstone of the franchise. There's so many things that it brought to the table. And it introduced a lot of people to the franchise as well. Like it's a super important game, and I think for that reason alone I should play it. Absolutely. How do you do two poop at once? Yeah, that's just what they do. Babies do poop a lot. Let's see. Scrolling down here. Digimon 20th versions don't have a lot of the anime Digimon like Togemon. No, they don't. It's always funny because you'll be able to spot the anime fan real immediately when they post on Reddit and be like, "Hey, my Gabumon evolved to Kabuterimon. What? I'm confused." And I love it. It's one of my favorite things because the anime changed a lot about how Digimon functioned, and one of the things is that people started expecting things to become things that looked similar, and Kabuterimon didn't. But meanwhile, we do accept some pretty weird evolutions. Like everyone's fine with Patamon to Angemon, even though like its original evolution, its top care on the V3 was Unimon, which I think works way better thematically. But I don't know. I don't care. Digimon can be whatever they want. That's the great thing about Digimon. Nostalgia factor is so dumb to me. People would love new stuff. It's a marketed property. Yeah, absolutely. I think a brand new VPET, like with new content and everything, would do great. It doesn't have to be all nostalgia bait. It doesn't have to just be bricks and pendulum shells. It could be something wholly new, and people would still enjoy it as long as it's good. I think Tamagotchi proves that. Like they keep making new stuff, they keep innovating, and people keep buying the crap out of it. Like even I just bought a Tamagotchi Smart the other day. I've been holding off because I don't care for modern Tamagotchi, but it's Then they introduced that little Sma card that has marine creatures. It turns all the Tamagotchis into marine creatures, and I'm like, well, I can't say no to that. So I went with it. Hopefully they finish the DMX line. I hope so too. And then I'm worried though, because you say that they can transition to the next one, but they just showed off a Wave 4 for the DM20, which I was not expecting, and has me real worried, because now I'm like, so they could just keep milking that forever like they're doing Tamagotchi. Like, same two devices over there that have been releasing for the past several years with just new colors every few months. I don't want the DM20 to turn into that. I really hope it doesn't. But it must be profitable for them if they keep doing it, which is bizarre to me. Let's see. Wasn't the new X series based on the movie? Different plot, somewhat. The same idea. Overall, the X project arc is generally the same across media that it appears in, but the plot themselves are different. In the case of the Digital Monster X, it starts off as a tournament to see who would be the ruler of the old Digimon world, and it's it could be, no, I don't know, it could somehow be connected to the movie. I think there's probably not some perfect lineups there, but yeah, it's definitely its own thing, I would say. Still based on the X, the project arc, which was also, actually, I think is it technically a sequel to the original Digimon Pendulum X, Digimon Chronicle? Because the two kids there, they do appear at the end of Digimon Chronicle X, the two kids from the original Digimon Chronicle. So is it a sequel, or did they come from another dimension? I don't remember for sure. Lore is not my strong point when it comes to Digimon, but yeah, so it's more closely tied to that than to the movie itself. We want Greymon X on an X device. Get a Pendulum X. There you go. You'll have your wish come true. So they decided to theme the second generation of Demon Lords, even though some of them were already included. Pretty much. Same with the Royal Knights. So they just were like, yeah, let's go with it. I don't know if you already said this because I got here, but is the Silver Gold X slightly translucent like the Navy Silver? Well, you know what? I've got that right over here, don't I? We can find that out right now. Now, there we go. It's not. I thought we might have to open up to tell, but no, that's pretty clear. It's completely opaque. I'd barely call it metallic if I was being honest with you. Hey, look, orange buttons again. We saw those. That could do for different buttons too. I'm not too big on the orange. That could have a lot of good options. But I'm not going to open this guy up right now. I want to leave this one closed for the time being. I'll open it up at some point in the future, but for right now, it stays closed. But yeah, completely opaque. No translucency on that one whatsoever. Bring you guys back in frame. There we go. Wonder if there'll be an X4. Very unlikely, because the Japanese series finished in 2020. In March of 2020, so that was done and done at that point. So I would highly doubt that they want to start it again, since they moved on to the Pendulum Z at that point. Now, will they do a Wave 4 of the X4 in of the X in English? Who knows? Probably. They might do again, same thing they did with the DM20, just new devices, new colors, same rosters. Oh, you don't like that Digimon can evolve while they're sleeping. So here's the funny thing about that, right? Is you say you don't like that because they wake you up. And I agree 100%. For whatever reason, when they made the Pen 20, they decided to not fix that. Because here's the thing. On the original Digimon Pendulum, Digimon evolve in their sleep. But they will not make noise even if the sound is on at night. While they are sleeping, no noise will happen. They just evolve silently. And I don't know why they didn't do that in the Pen 20. I'm very annoyed that they didn't. Similar to how I'm annoyed that the modern devices in general stay up until freaking midnight. But yeah, it's that's one thing the original pendulums have over modern devices is they evolve in their sleep, but don't wake you up for it. Yeah, you give us Emo's Digimon that's all dystopian and English. We're gonna eat it up. That is right. You think they'll do another VPET that includes the Olympus 12? Maybe. I know a lot of people wanted to see that in the Pen Z. And it's always possible. I think there's always a chance for Digimon to be featured on a VPET. They haven't already. But yeah, as of right now, we've had a few of them appear on dim cards at least, and the original members of the Olympus 12 appeared on the Excel with Neptunemon, Mercurymon, and then Digimon World with Marsmon. So they've been around on V-Pets, but as a whole, I don't know if they do a whole one themed around the Olympus 12. Let's see. Thanks to the X2 situation, I decided to import my first ever DM20s run. Ooh, very excited for you. That'll be a ton of fun. And yes, thankfully my wife and I, to avoid having any problems with this, we each have our own fun money accounts. So every time our incomes come in, we 100% share our incomes collectively. We're that type of couple. But we give ourselves a certain amount of that income each month to our own separate funds, not like separate accounts, but just like we know how much we have on a spreadsheet. And whatever is in that fund, we can do with it whatever we please with no questions asked. So if I want to spend $300 on a V-Pet or a Transformer, then I get to do so as long as I have that money. That's the thing. So if I spent it all, I'm screwed. But that's entirely my decision. Sage has them in X2s and X3s kind of divided on. So I don't. Yeah, I am too. I like the X2 because they at least have one Demon Lord that is also an aquatic Digimon. So Leviamon X, I like him. He's cool. But it is kind of a bummer when you can go to like, oh, big dinosaur or big old bug or big fish, and you always end up at, oh, it's just a guy or a demon. So it's that is my one complaint about the X's. I think that it would have been cooler if they would have more variety at the end instead of theming it around those two fields, but or not two fields, two groups, I should say. But that's a minor complaint overall because it's still a lot of fun to get up to that point. Unlike the Pendulum Z, where the stage 6 pluses are just awful all around, and just why even include them? I hate the Pendulum Z for what it did to that. It could have been so much cooler, but no. All stage 6s are anime derivative Digimon, which is so annoying. Except Fanglongmon. I like him okay, but it's still a weird one to have on every single, or not every single, 3 of the devices, I guess it is all he's on, but still. 3 devices with the same Super Ultimates. No unique Super Ultimates whatsoever, which is just a bummer. Yeah, I like how in the, for Akachamp, he says he likes the Pen Prog, and how it allows Evo based on time of day. I liked how in the early days, they really experimented with different types of evolutions. So, Prog had the nighttime, daytime mechanic, where depending on when you train, it would evolve. Excel had DNA, the Pendulum X had the items, which those are 2 similar concepts, but either way, they would try different methods of allowing evolution instead of just care mistakes, training, and battles. That's one of the things I like for the X, is that while yes, leveling up is still just battles, it's at least, I find, to be a more interesting way to handle battle mechanic. But DNA is still my favorite method so far. Absolutely. I love DNA. I don't think the Excel did it perfectly. And if I ever make a V-Pet, which obviously everyone who likes Digimon has thought about making a V-Pet, but if I ever did, then I would be including the DNA system in a specific way that I would have more fun with. I think you could revamp how... I think the random encounters are kind of weird. It's basically event-based on what you've done with your device, and so the morning is most likely because of that, because that's when the first event happens of the day. It's weird. I'd like to investigate it more at some point, but it's monotonous to do so. So, but like one thing I've noticed in my testing is that like if I feed my Digimon at a specific time, then both Digimon 10 minutes later will call out for an event. But not always, but sometimes. So... I don't know. There's definitely not entirely random. I just haven't actually looked into it yet. One day I will. $5. These are not out yet specifically. They are still technically being called back by Bandai, but I imported this from Australia where there are no laws apparently. That's what Bandai can't touch them. I'd also agree. I think having more than just items or Digimon to fight would be neat. Or, you know, Numemon coming to poop on you. Never understand why the Cross Mini is compatible with other 3-prong devices. Great question. The Cross Mini has a lot of things I don't understand. I do like egg unlocks at the 20th. Yes, egg unlocks are great. I like evolution unlocks a little bit more. I think it's cool to be able to branch further depending on how far you are in the device. Like, if you ever want to... Oh, my camera shut down. Press the blah 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 to provide... forgot it does that. It actually lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. Huh. Anyway, so what was I saying? Right. I said right as if I knew what I was saying. I didn't. The crap that was I saying? Oh, egg unlocks. Yeah. So, if you ever want to see something fun, just go to the evolution guide for the X2 and go to the drop down for areas cleared, set it to 1, and just see how much smaller that roster gets. And that's what I freaking love, is how you start off with just so little you can do, but by playing the device more and more, you unlock so freaking much. I think one thing a lot of people tend to do with the device is to like kind of run through quest mode as quickly as you can to get them all. I don't particularly like doing that as much. I like taking my time with it and just getting more unlockables as my runs go on. So that it's always like, oh, let's see what I get this time. It'll be something new and fresh. And yeah, I really like it. It's a really fun part of the early part of running the DMX. Oh, Steven, you started with the research on nanos. Excellent. Good luck. Tamagotchi research is something that is difficult. I don't know why it's so difficult, but it is very difficult. I once tried to do research for the re-release devices, and I didn't get very far. I don't understand them. They're much... I don't know why. I don't know why, but somehow Digimon just make more sense to me. Imagine if instead of a Numemon, Digidestined appears and you fight their Digimon. That'd be pretty neat. Let's see. Scrolling for the chat keeps going way down. Keeps bumping down. There we go. Anime gave me a very inaccurate impression of how evolution works. Yep, it sure does. It sure does. Let's see. Also, how come Digidestined's Digimon never naturally evolved past Rookie, even in Trios for Rookies? So, I'm also really bothered by that with Colon, because Tailmon is still Tailmon and not Plotmon, even though it doesn't make sense for it to be so in this one. Like, it should revert. Like, Tailmon had a reason for being adult level in the original. But, yeah, no, I think at some point they should naturally evolve. It only makes sense, because being partnered allows them to temporarily evolve, but they should still age and become adult Digimon at some point. So, I don't know. It's just anime versus freaking non-anime. I'll tell you the weirdest thing ever was freaking Frontier. They go to a bunch of babies, right? And there's a Tsunomon. And the Tsunomon can evolve to Gabumon, and it's embarrassed about it because it thinks the other babies make fun of it or something. I don't know. Frontier's weird. But then it just freaking reverts back to Tsunomon whenever it wants, and I'm like, what? No, that's not allowed. Stop it. You're not even a Digidestined thing. You're just like, you're a random Tsunomon. They never revert that way from just child. Like, no. I hate it. I hated it. It was just broke so many rules that show did. I forgot to mute. I am sorry for that. Did not mean to gross anyone out there. All right. Do I think D3 version complete for the upcoming O2 movie? I don't think it's out of the question, especially since they did that really fancy Tamers CSA device. I think it shows that they're still interested in making new Digivices as long as it's for everything between seasons 1 and 3. Even if the CSAs aren't, of course, like electronic pets or anything, or electronic devices, I should say. So, I don't know. I think we could see a version complete for the D3, but maybe. We'll see. I have the version 15. It's really nice. I do like it. It's definitely way better than the originals. That is for certain. You want a device that's full color? At some point, maybe. We'll see. We got the Vital Bracelet at least, but it took out most of the raising features. Third Battle Spirit. I've never played any of the Battle Spirits, I'm not gonna lie. Looks kind of silvery. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I hear that Digimon World is very confusing, Miguel. I have played World Next Order, so I understand a little bit of how the general idea of the game works. I didn't enjoy Next Order very much. I enjoyed parts of it. Like, I did enjoy the raising. It's just, I don't know. There's things about the mechanics, I think, that just didn't really appeal to me very much. And I feel like I'm going to run into that same problem with the original World. Like, I feel like the things I don't like about Next Order are there in World 2. So, we'll see. We'll see how I feel. Yeah, if they stay awake till midnight and wake up later, that would also help. Like, I don't know. The Pen 20 had a nice trick, because if you just didn't tuck it in and let it get a care mistake, it would sleep in till 10. So that was nice. It also slept till 8 normally. as opposed to 7 like every other modern device. Yeah, naps would also be a good solution. Hello there, S1B25. What are my thoughts on a 100% album completed run on a Pen 20 with all eggs mod? My thoughts are, I did it, but by cheating. So, when the Pen 20s first came out, I did a whole crap load of research on them, and naturally, over the course of a few months, I did get 100% on both Silver Black and Silver Blue. Every egg, every single Digimon raised, 100% album completion. When the Beelzebumon and Dukemon colors came out, I got the new Digimon that were on those. I didn't really try to get 100% on either of those, so technically I did raise every single Digimon on the Pen 20 series legitimately at least once. And then, when I figured out that, well, not when I figured out, but when we discovered that the Pen 20 could be modded, and myself, DK, and Ara went through and tested out the reliable way to repeat what had been discovered, I went through and just 100% of the whole album by fast forwarding through the entire thing. So I did raise every single Digimon on a Pen 20 with all eggs unlocked. I just did it in fast forward. So it's technically cheating. I thought that would be a fun speedrun category to see how fast one could raise every Digimon, find the optimal route. So yeah, it's I think it's a long goal if you actually want to do it legitimately. Like, I think that would take the course of like at least 3 months, that's for sure, if not longer, especially since you can only raise 2 at a time. I did it on 2 devices over the course of like 2 or 3 months, so maybe even longer, like half a year. Goodness, you'd have to time all that out. The music is too loud. Did everyone else lie to me? How dare you all? Distinguish VPET to cheat or hack. No, you can only do demo mode to choose a specific Digimon and then reset to raise that Digimon, but it erases all your data. You cannot do debug mode on the English DMX devices. To do adjustable sleep schedule would be nice. Yeah, DVPet is cool. I just have a lot of struggles using non-device pets. Like, if it's a standalone device, and yeah, I'm all game, but once you put it on a phone or on a computer, I just can't pay attention to it. I need it to be a physical thing that I can look at. Aussie was a prison island back in the day. Yeah. DMX VPET version A. Do you need to battle with the VPET version B in order to unlock the special stage? Yes, it has to be version B. A has to connect to B, C has to connect to D, and E has to connect to F. They cannot cross each other to get the special stage unlocked. So, you cannot connect a C to an A and unlock it. Have to get an A and a B. They are sneaky that way, that's for sure. Just like they were with the Pendulum Z. Sure, you could only buy one roster you want, but if you want to get Omegamon or Suzanomon or whatever, you have to get every single device. So, yeah, that's always great the way they do that. Thankfully, I actually prefer to use the Pendulum Z without unlocking anything, except for maybe the 0-2 egg, but I don't want to have Agumon and Gabumon again when I have them on every other freaking device I own. Camera, please. Was that in response to me having to hit the button? Probably. It was probably in response to me hitting the button. I'm definitely backed up on chat here. You guys are being real active tonight. This is fun. Let's see. I like mapping out evolution lines beforehand. I think there is fun in that, but I'll also let you know that little tool I was referencing earlier that I'm currently working on. I think you'll have it's another really fun way to figure out what you're gonna do with your device without having to really plan anything either. Like, you'll see, it's good. I promise you. I'm really excited about it, everyone. I'm so very excited about it. It's gonna be such a blast. And it's I at least love it. I showed it to Purple Flurp already. Had him take a look at it, and he's excited about it. So it'll be a good time once I get that ready to go. I should have a lot of time to work on it tomorrow, so we'll see if I can get it done by the weekend. Probably not. I'm definitely underselling how much work it is, but we will see. Yeah, Lucas, you have the right idea there. Run millions at once and see what happens. That might be the best for Tamagotchi, but still difficult to set up, especially taking care of them throughout the day. Or especially when you need to leave to go somewhere. Let's see. Boop, boop. Digital Gamers Reborn is very cool. I know a lot of people that really like that one. I haven't tried it myself, but it looks great from what I've seen. There's been a lot of really good fan projects out there. That is for sure. World 2 is a tedious mess. I played it a little bit. If you play World 2, you have to use a fast forward on your emulator. That is required. It is slow. Oh my gosh. I will say though, best models of any Digimon game, like bar none. I love it. I love all the models that appear in that game. Obviously, a lot of them are recycled from World 1, but it also includes Pendulum Digimon. Like I think if not every Pendulum Digimon, then most Pendulum Digimon. And so it's got a lot of really good models in there. I love that aesthetic. I love the World 1 and 2 aesthetic for Digimon models. It is my absolute favorite. It is my one thing that I'm not looking forward to if they ever decide to remaster Digimon World 1, is that they will just stick the crappy models they've been using for the past freaking, like, 5 or 6 years into that, and it will look just awful. I will hate that so much. Because, like, don't get me wrong, the models are, like, really well made, but there's no character to them whatsoever. They just, like, yeah, these are the Digimon, these are them. Great. Whereas the old school models, like, their proportions were very different, I think is the big thing. And they just had a very specific aesthetic to them. Even when upscaled, they still look, well, I shouldn't say even when. If you upscale them, I think they look fantastic as is. I think if you just update the textures a bit, then they look great. So I'd want to see it done in that style. Like, I'm very happy with Digimon Survive not using 3D models just so that the Digimon actually look neat. Like, I like the way they look in Digimon Survive. I know some people aren't thrilled with it, say it looks like a crappy mobile game, but to a degree they're probably right. I like it better than the models used in like Cyber Sleuth and Next Order and all that. So yeah, I'd very much like the way they look. But that's all I like about World 2. It's also the weird thing is that World 2, 1, and 3 are all very, very different games entirely. Yeah, 5 connections to unique devices was a really dumb freaking method of unlocking content. Like when I first bought my DM20 back in 2017, I bought 2 of them. And I'm like, cool, I guess I'll never ever unlock the extra egg. And I just submitted myself to that. I got close when a friend of mine showed interest and she decided to buy one. I managed to get, I think she actually bought 2. So I managed to get 3 connections. But that was it. And then, you know, the pendulum, I think the pendulum came out next, and then I was able to get it from that because as long as you have unique versions of the pendulum, that counts. So I was finally able to unlock the egg. And then we discovered ACOMs, and we don't ever need to do anything different ever again. So that made it much easier. What themes do you want the most right now? So we got a lot of aquatic Digimon already, so I'm good there. Obviously, I would love to see Zudomon in a dim, but that'd be greedy. I have a lot of aquatic Digimon already represented. So my next favorite field is bugs. We have a Jungle Troopers device that mostly favors plants right now. So it does have Sneemon on it. It's got Jewel Beamon, which I'm not thrilled with him. Scorpiomon's hanging out over there in Titan of Dust. But there's not really a bug-themed one. Wormmon we thought could be it, but no, they just made it completely like Wormmon's armor evolutions mostly, and Imperial Dramon. So I would like to see one that's more focused on bugs themselves. And then after that, I don't know. I don't really know what I want, because they've already represented a crap load of different Digimon. Like, I forget how many there are now, but it's at least over 300. I'd have to, well, I can look at it. I freaking have a database on them. You just pull it up. We'll just run a quick query on it and see what we get. Okay. Select. Alright, we are sitting at 432. Good gravy. So many. Are those all actual Digimon? I don't have anything else in there. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else in there. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a crap load of Digimon. Most on any, like, one device series, that's for certain. that is insane. That includes the upcoming DIMs as well. So yeah, that's insane. Dudicus, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us. You're probably already gone by the time of reading this. Can you try getting the other 2 child Digimons on my blue X2? On this guy right here? No, cannot do, because I gotta let him raise normally. Although, what do you mean the other 2? Are you talking about I guess I don't understand the question too well. Burn, if you want to clarify what you were asking me there. Oh, you're saying you change the time and get them. Yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying. No. Since this doesn't have fast forward, I won't be able to evolve into them that quickly. I'd have to do demo mode and reset, which I don't want to do that. But I really think we'd have 5 friends of Digimon. Yeah, they were vastly overestimating that. I wonder if anyone in Japan even got them, like, legitimately. I don't know. I'd have to see. That's the one sad thing about the Digimon community, is that the Japanese fandom and the Western fandom, not even the Western fandom, like the not Japanese fandom is just almost entirely cut off from each other. Like, we do not interact, and I don't know why that is specifically. And it's I think it would be really cool if the non-Japanese Japanese fans had, I don't know, communicated more about this sort of thing. I don't know. It's I'd love to know their thoughts on things, how they look at a lot of the oddities of VPETs that we talk about. Get their opinions. So I don't know. So I don't know if Japanese fans connected to a whole bunch of other friends, because we don't really talk to them. They kind of just stay on their own platforms and don't join Discord servers or Reddit subreddits and forums. So yeah, it's I don't know. I wonder where I would go if I wanted to connect with Japanese fans, but I don't speak Japanese, so I don't want to just like run in there and be like, hey guys, I'm speaking English to you, and they'll be like, oh come on, really, guy? So I will say the one experience I had out of country was in Sweden. People there were super nice about me speaking English. It was very easy to do stuff over there. I had one shop owner that had a lot of trouble following me, which was she was still very patient, which I very much appreciate her. But other people, I would just be like, hey, is English okay? And they'd be like, yeah, sure, go for it, order a burger. And yeah, so that was nice. So, but I don't know if Japan's the same way. I know Europe, English is very frequently learned, but I don't know if English is frequently learned in Japan or not. More Ice Team Digimon. We do need more Ice Team Digimon. I'm glad they added a few in Blizzard Fang, because we were severely lacking on that front. Any hack to get the extra eggs without owning 5 devices? Yes, get yourself a ACOM. And if you don't know what an ACOM is, again, I have a video connecting Digimon VPETs to a computer. Check out that video. It'll show you what you need in order to connect your Digimon VPET to a computer and unlock eggs. So yeah, that's we have the power. You should definitely do it. It will require buying a little bit more hardware, but less expensive than buying 5 more devices. More unique Ice Digimon for sure, since we have Snow Agumon, Snow Goblimon, Icemon, and Hyogomon are all, and Panjamon are all filthy recolors. So yeah, most of our Ice Digimon are just, thanks Digimon World for that, by the way. I was just talking about how I wasn't a fan of some mechanics, but I know that's one thing I know about Digimon World, is that's where we got recolors from, which that's so sad. So sad. Any updates, rumors about the next release? Nope. Bandai has stayed entirely tight-lipped, so we don't know anything about when we can expect to see them actually released again. So, no clue. We don't need a PC to properly... That's true, you can also use a phone. Phone works just fine. So... Oh my gosh, I forgot about Ice Devimon. Why are there so many Ice recolors? Yeah, so Alpha Serial and Alpha Terminal both have phone apps as well as computer apps. So you can use both of those with a phone or a computer. It doesn't matter. Okay, looks like I am caught up with chat. I don't have anything else I need to talk about tonight. And we've shown off the frame swapping. Thank you everyone for hanging out here. And Lucas, again, thank you for suggesting putting the green buttons on the purple shell. The accidental Ava 1 was just absolutely perfect. So I'm looking forward to raising this guy. Very happy with how that came out. Very thrilled with it. Why is Pendulum Z so expensive? Because it was a pre-order only device, and pre-order only devices get expensive after release. But thankfully still not as expensive as a Pen 20. Anyway, I am going to call it a night for tonight. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. This has been a blast. Again, if you have not entered the competition to win a Pendulum Z, make sure you do so. Check out my latest video on that and put in an entry, take the test, and once you enter, you know, I'll get it, and then on Sunday, I will release everyone's scores so you know whether or not you qualify, and next week, likely on Thursday, I'll do a live stream to announce the winner. So make sure to get involved in that if you aren't already, and yeah. Anyway, I will see you next time. Goodbye!